the Dirt podcast, and everyone knows I'm out in the Northwest a lot, but I travel occasionally, and back in August I got to hang out with these two characters at the Bumper to Bumper IRA Sprint Car Weekend in Wisconsin. The voices, Loren Kelly and the newly married Madeline Rue, aka Chatty Madi, to our legion of fans, and we're here at the Chili Bowl here, and Maddie, I gotta start with you. You just got married, and you're choosing to spend your honeymoon here in Tulsa.
Yeah, we were kind of looking at what we were to do in the middle of January. We have race season from April to September, and there wasn't much to do in the summer, so, we couldn't get married in summer, so we're like, hey, we'll get married in January. So what do we do for a honeymoon? Well, beaches are cold in January, and the mountains are snowy. And you know what? If we were to go anywhere else, all we'd be doing is looking on Flow Racing for the honeymoon with Chili Bowl. So what better way to spend it here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a bunch of people that we know and love? And this is the best way to do it. We love this as our honeymoon. There's no place we'd rather be. Yeah,
you're totally into the sprint cars, as I got to see meeting you the last couple of years, and you're married to a sprint car racer. So yeah, this is totally on point for you here.
Yeah, there's no way out of this now. After we said I do, this is it. It's such an incredible place to be with my now husband. We've been bouncing back and forth on what we're doing this season ourselves, and we're talking to other drivers. We're making those connections, and then we're even talking to just people we know at home that maybe we don't get the chance to talk to during the season, but we get the chance to talk to now during our honeymoon here. But it's just been a great experience overall, and even getting to talk with Brian and get some time in the tower was phenomenal. Calling heat race number 8 on Monday night was just absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that even happened. They just about let anybody into the tower nowadays.
Yeah, Loren and I are still waiting for our chance to do that. But your husband, sprint car racer Preston Rue, you're also co-owner of his car there. But you guys have that car out again this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting ready to gear up in 2025. If you're looking for a partner, me and my husband are, super available and looking to make sure that your company is well promoted this season. We're gonna do a more simple Wisconsin-based schedule again this year. But the 26R will be back on the track and now co-owned legally together.
And Loren, this is your 4th Chili Bowl, I believe you said, here, and you're doing some media stuff here. What are you doing with this? Box 3 Media?
Yeah, so that's our company, Box 3 Media, and we're covering 18 drivers here this week, so staying pretty busy. We've got actually 5 tonight, and they've all got a really good shot at getting in the A main, so really pumped about that. We're standing here in the great company pit, and Steven Snyder Jr. is racing for Chase McDermott here tonight, so should be I would expect him to be pretty close to a lock-in spot. He made the A last year, so really excited. Yeah, like you said, this is my 4th Chili Bowl. First time I came down here, pretty much just had Joby Miller, and I kind of blame him for getting me dragged into the whole Tulsa thing and get me acquainted with the Tulsa culture and all that stuff. But it's awesome. I love this race every year. I come down for shootout every year, and then Chili Bowl kind of feels like a nice little vacation too. But it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. So.
And of course, you guys are always cheering for your IRA drivers or affiliated drivers, people who race with you a lot there. That had been pretty awesome to see your former champion, Brendan Crouch, lead most of the feature last night there, but still finish second, get himself locked into the Chili Bowl main event on Saturday night.
Yeah, to be honest, I was talking to him before. I was actually standing next to him when we found out that he was on the pole. Brian Walker texted him. He's like, I have you on the pole. And we were freaking out over there. But he was not expecting that last night. And, people forget he was a national midget champion before he came and ran with us. So really proud to call Brenham still, kind of part of the IRA family. And we had Nathan Crane last night, too, who runs our wingless series with the IRA. He won a heat race last night in his first time ever here. So we were pretty excited about that, too. And it was kind of a bummer for Bill Baylog. He blew up an engine in practice and wasn't able to, or in hot laps, I think, for his prelim night, and he wasn't able to compete at all. So that kind of sucks. But it's really cool to have a lot of Wisconsin representation, especially right here in this row with Chase McDermott. I know he's from Illinois, but Badger, multi-time Badger midget champion, and then right across we've got the whole Wisconsin crew over here. I'm sure there'll be a party here later on, but yeah, it's really, really cool to see so many familiar faces here so far away from home and doing really well.
And Bill Baylog being a many-time IRA champion, now racing with the World of Outlaws, but the IRA, Interstate Racing Association, which has been around a very long time now, but one of the top regional sprint car tours in the country here. We saw some small schedule releases about a month back or so, but this morning the full updated schedule was dropped here, and you got races all over all over the place again here, and looks like you got a full season ahead of you.
Yeah, we start off with, traveling to more than 5 states. I think we calculated 7 states with our series as well. And, we are the Midwest leading innovator in sprint car racing. Like, we're the places bold statement, like, we're the place you want to race at in the Midwest. We've got heavy hitters joining us from left and right all over our series, plus over 20 regulars that we can count on a weekly basis. Loren had calculated a stat that we were the second highest car count in the nation. We have a really great car count, really good group of people that are traveling all over with us throughout, the months of April through September. And there's some pretty heavy hitters that we're already headlining that people should mark their calendars for, Loren.
Yeah, one of them being the Jackson Nationals now, where it's going to be in September now, and it's going to be with NOSA and with the Midwest Sprint Touring Series as well here. So that's going to be a big event for IRA here later this season.
Yeah, I mean, I know that some people are disappointed we're not going back to River Cities and with NOSA again, and trust me, we are too. It's just, unfortunately, with all the National Series races so close to home, we didn't feel it was right to pull our guys away from that and kind of decline them the opportunity to go run those bigger shows. So we ended up not putting it on the schedule this year. We expect it to be back eventually, I think. But we do still have the IRA versus NOSA, deal going on. And for it to be the Jackson Nationals, I mean, for those people who don't know, it's been an outlaw race for many, many years now. And for it to now be an IRA show is really, really big for us. It's paying $12,000 to win on Saturday, and it's definitely our highest paying race of the year. But it's going to be a fantastic show, and I expect a huge car count, especially since it's after Knoxville's done with their season and everything like that. I mean, it's really set up to be a who's who of sprint car racing in the Midwest. And to kind of take off of what Madi said, I don't know if people are listening and they haven't checked out this website, it's sprintcarratings.com. It is where I get almost all of my stats, and that's where I found the car count stat for IRA, and also that the IRA, in terms of strength of field for who's racing each and every night, on average, IRA was the 3rd toughest sprint car series in the nation, behind the Outlaws and High Limit. So, and that's according to this website. So I'm not saying that, but it's very, very cool to see.
I believe that there. I visited y'all back in August, went to Wilmot Raceway and the historic Angel Park Speedway, and I was going to bring this up next here. You two have got a couple seasons under your belts working together now. The two of you have so much fun working together there. And Matt, we already talked about it. You're just totally into it. I'm going to say this at Wilmot. Loren was calling a dash here. Your microphone was not on here, but a couple of those passes being made there, you were just losing it. I wish your microphone was on so everyone at Flow Racing could have heard you here. But the two of you, you're in the tower together at the start of the night there, and then Maddie goes trackside for the work area in Victory Lane there. But what is it what's the chemistry? What is it that makes you two work so well together?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just, you have to have fun in this deal, like, because it is a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. It's, for those people who don't know, announcing is extremely stressful. It's like I compare it to doing live improv theater the entire night. Like, it is incredibly tough. And for us, I think we have to have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with it, there's no point in doing it, in my opinion. Because yes, it is a job, and we're there to get a check, too, at the end of the night. But it's also, we're not there for that. We're there to have fun. We're there to experience racing in a different way. And I don't know. For me, it's just, we kind of feed off of each other really well in certain situations. And from when I brought Madi into the infield the first time at Plymouth, 5 years ago or something like that, to see her grow, and grow your brand as well, grow Chatty Madi into what it is now, is really, really cool to see. And I'm feel very lucky to be, alongside you for a lot of that journey. It's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to bounce off of that too. There's one word that really comes to mind, and it's authentic. We both are just truly authentic, And this is, and people talk a lot about how, we always sound so loud and just crazy in the tower. But you know what? It's seriously authentic. Loren and I both just have an extreme love of racing. And Loren mentioned a check at the end of the night. I hate to break it to y'all. We ain't get paid millions of dollars to be here. We are seriously doing it because we love doing it. We're not doing it for the money and the fame. If that comes our way, wonderful. We all would love that, But you know what? We're doing it because we love it. We're doing it because we authentically love to be there. We authentically do bounce off each other. Like, we have a great time in the tower, and we want to, because we both have fan backgrounds, right? Loren and I both haven't jumped in a car, and if we did, we'd probably wreck them. But you know, we both have a fan experience. We both want to know what fans want to know, because we were in those seats, you know, not even 10 years ago. We were just sitting in the crowds wanting to be a part of this like awesome gig that we have with the IRA. And it's just an incredible honor to be with Steve and Dakota Tennyson and the entire Tennyson family to be a part of this whole shindig. You know, I started this whole Chatty Madi thing, and now transitioning into Madeline Rue now, and it's just, it's crazy to see where we've gone together, Loren. You know, it's been a couple seasons now together, and we just lock in. Like, we're the shake and bake of the Midwest. This is what I look forward to every week. You know, this is just truly authentic, and both of our love of racing is just truly there, and I hope that the race fans really see that when we're talking.
And you mentioned Steve Sinclair, the leader of IRA for the last 30-plus years now, and this has to be pretty special for you all as part of IRA. And I met him for the first time a couple of years back, but he just got voted into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame here. What a feather in the cap for the IRA.
I don't think people really understand how much Steve means to the world of sprint car racing as a whole. I was listening to a podcast with, I think it was the Drivers Project podcast with J.J. Hickle and Dominic Scelzi and Daryl Turford, and I think there was Carson McCarl or Austin McCarl was on there too. And they all agreed that one of the 2 or 3 people that they would let run the world of sprint car racing, like if there had to be unified rules and everything like that, everybody run under the same banner, it would be Steve Sinclair. And I think that's a huge testament to the IRA and what Steve has built in the Midwest. And that's why I always find it funny when a local guy or somebody else comes in and they're complaining about Steve, and it's like, I don't think you understand how good we have it. And I really hope that none of our drivers or fans or anybody take what we have for granted with the IRA. Excuse me, Chili Bowl flus, I guess, hitting me a little bit early this week. But, I really, really hope that people don't take it for granted, because it is incredibly special what we've built and what Steve has built for the past 30 years.
It's been my observation seeing some of the pit meetings here. Usually there's a whole lot of side chatter going on, but I noticed there when Steve is running his pit meeting here, not too many other guys are chatting on the side. They are paying attention to what Mr. Sinclair has to say there. That means that his racers generally respect him. Maddie, you agree with that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And Loren literally took the words out of my mouth. We have to be extremely grateful for what we have here in Wisconsin and in the Midwest. I've never met somebody more authentically, genuinely excited to promote a small series, and even like a Midwest series like Steve Sinclair. He's incredibly proud of us, right? Like, Steve's a one-man band, but he's not. He has a great group of people that really, really trust him and are behind him, and he's incredibly grateful for all of that, and he really is just proud of what he's put together, and he should be. He's done a lot to bring a group of 9-to-5ers to work on the weekend, to race a series and get a good car count, good fan base. Steve has really done a lot for the Sprint Car Series, and I'm glad that people are recognizing that, because he's changed the lives of many, and he makes the whole Midwest Racing Series a whole heck of a lot better.
I met him for the first time over 2 years ago, and was totally impressed from the start there. I'm like, a lot of people believe it was overdue for him to get into the Hall of Fame on the promoter side of things. Gotta ask you, Maddie. Some people have seen it on Flow at a certain racetrack here, but what racetrack is it that you and the winning driver have been known to jump into a pond at?
Yeah, so it's 141 Speedway. We've kind of had a bit now, especially me and Jordan Goldsberry. We've jumped in a lake together twice now, and it originally started because every driver does it. You do it, you jump in the lake. Let me tell you, it is the grossest, gruddiest thing, but you have to do it. You got to do it. And the people that jump in the lake will tell you it is not glamorous, but you got to do it. And so we jumped in 2 years now with Jordan at first, and then Jordan Goldsberry with the Rockstar Energy Drink number 65 just had a tough year. He was really struggling to get that first win under the belt, and I had made a joke waiting with him and to get our tickets. I'm like, this is the night. We're going to jump in the lake again. He goes, well, if I win, we're going to jump in the lake, because that's the first win all season, right? And I held it to him, and he won, and then we learned from our mistakes last year, took our shoes off, took our socks off, took all the electronics out. But no, it is pretty iconic. We actually made the Flow Racing's number 2 race of the week with Jordan's, heck of a driver, but the splash that he did, he redeemed himself from 2 years ago. He went in full force this time.
And speaking of Jordan's Goldsberry here, Loren, you see these guys week in, week out, and you call all the main events from the tower here. Who are some of the guys who could be need to be watched this year on the IRA trail?
Yeah, Madi just mouthed one to me, and I'll get to him for sure. Obviously, Jordan's always a competitor, but unfortunately, it sounds like he's going to miss a little bit of the early part of the season due to his daughter being in dance recitals or something like that. I think he told me. So he's missing. I know he's missing Beaver Dam, but he'll be with us the rest of the races. So I mean, it doesn't kill his season, but with the quality of drivers we have this year, it's going to be very, very tough. We've got Jake Blackhurst coming back for sure. That was confirmed this morning when the schedule came out. And with 9-6 Motorsports, he finished second in points last year. And were it not for a couple races where he lost the lead in the last lap, maybe he would have won the championship. So him coming back is really, really cool. We confirmed actually down here this week, Jake Newman's coming back for next year with the 3N Brant Professional Agriculture team. So that's really, really cool. And then a new driver full-time to the series. He ran with us part-time last year is Max Guilford out of New Zealand, driving the 16C with Greg Wheeler Motorsports, coming back full-time for this year. They're going to be, I wouldn't say maybe the favorite for the championship, but it was pretty close. And then a new driver in the 73, the Gibbsville Cheese number 73, Logan Julian's driving that car this year.
You were excited about him when we were talking back in August.
Well, I mean, yeah, I do PR for his family and stuff like that, so that's part of it. But also, I mean, he is truly a rising star in the sprint car world. He was a finalist for the National Sprint Car Rookie of the Year this last year, so he got some national recognition for that, and had a heck of a Tulsa shootout down here. He did a fantastic job. And also, I have some news to drop right now, and I didn't.
Some news. Yeah, I heard about this. We were waiting for Madi to be here, but this will be coming out just before this audio gets released for Sean on the Dirt here. But yeah, what's the news here, Loren?
Yeah, so Madi doesn't even know about this because I just found out this morning, and I've been writing the press release as we go today to drop tomorrow morning. But I think this podcast should be out after that. But we're standing in the Great Company pit, and they just signed Will Garrett's to a full IRA sprint car season this next year. So Madi's
mouth is wide open right now.
That is amazing. You know, we talk about Will Garrett's. He was a Rookie of the Year competitor last year with our series, and man, he just had a bunch of hard luck, and he is one heck of a wheelman, and I think with the right opportunity like this one right here that he apparently has just signed, and congratulations to Will. What one heck of a ride you've got. That is going to be a great ride for Will and that entire crew. That is going to be one heck of a race car.
It sounds like we're going to have a lot of great racing here. I got to ask you, because very grateful to be invited to call those races with you at Wilmot and Angel Park. But at Angel Park, we're in the infield, no booth, we're on a stand, loud noise, we're having to spin around, and we have trouble hearing each other with headphones on. What's it like announcing from the infield at Angel Park?
It's really, really tough. Angel Park is not the toughest booth I have all year. I would say Dodge County is harder, just because it's also open to the elements, but you're behind the speakers. So you can hear yourself on like a half-second delay, and it is horrible. It's like being on the front stretch doing interviews, but you hear the delay a second later, and you think someone's trying to talk on top of you, but it's actually you coming through there. But yeah, that's tough there. But yeah, looking forward to hopefully coming out there to Jackson for sure in September there. But what are some of the other special events here that y'all are looking forward to?
I'm definitely looking forward to. I know we're jumping way to the end of the schedule, but the 2-day Cedar Lake show. That is September 5th and 6th. It's a Jerry Richard Memorial. 26th anniversary, 25th anniversary. They've done it a couple of times here, and they pull out a really great crowd, and it used to be a one-night show, and now they made it a 2-night show, and that's going to be a game changer. With the amount of cars that they're going to get and what they do for the purse and what they do for their drivers, the Jerry Richard Memorial at Cedar Lake is just an event that you should mark on your calendars. If you've not been to Cedar Lake, it's way up north in Wisconsin, so it's a haul, but at least it's 2 days. It's a beautiful track, beautiful city. I would mark your calendars for September 5th and 6th for Cedar Lake for the Jerry Richard Memorial. That'll be one to watch out for our season.
And I just want to highlight June, which are the two of the dates that we added to the schedule when we put it out this morning. Jacksonville Speedway on the 13th and Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 on the 14th. They are my second and third favorite tracks in the entire world behind 141 Speedway. And to have them both on the same weekend, I don't know if a series has ever done that before, and it is unbelievable. Like, I don't think I really hope people are as excited as I am for that, because Jacksonville, I mean, I don't know if people haven't seen the Outlaw Show at Jacksonville from last year, go watch it. It was 40 laps green to checkered of the best racing you will ever see. And I-55 as well. I mean, it's Peevely. I mean, there's the Ironman 55's there. It's a fantastic racetrack, and for any fans that haven't been to Jacksonville or Peevely, go to those two shows because they'll be cheaper than an Outlaw Show, and you'll be able to get in for a lot less than $50, and it's going to be fantastic racing. I'm sure a lot of the MOA guys will be there with us there, and as well, I mean, just earmark every race at Plymouth. I mean, Plymouth is one of the best tracks in the nation, in my opinion, and it's going to be a fantastic show. And like you said, the Jackson Nationals, all those races, either before or after Knoxville runs their season, we'll have a ton of outsiders there that weekend, and big names, and guys that can and expect to win when they come to those shows.
Joe B. Miller winning, being one of those here. You and I called that spectacular win of his at Angel Park at Cornfest here. Another fun thing that you all have, I'll bring up real quick here, but all those races you have at the fairs. You call it fair season in IRA. That's usually late August and early September, I believe there. But it's pretty nice to have all those fair goers, a lot of them maybe seeing their first race.
Yeah, we start at Outagamie Speedway kind of at the end of June for that fair season. Then we head into the Kenosha County Fair at Wilmot, and then we end it with Cornfest. And those three races where we get a lot of brand new awesome fans. We kind of are like an addicted drug, and it's a good drug, right? It's great because you start feeling it's just some kind of way at a fair. You start getting those fans that have never seen a race before, and the adrenaline is so much higher. It might be because of the funnel cake these drivers eat before the races, but man, it's such a cool event, and to be able to headline some of those shows on fair season, that is just some of my favorite races all season long between Outagamie Speedway, the Cornfest, and the Kenosha County Fair race. Just outstanding 3 nights of fair racing that we're looking forward to. And additionally, it's not a fair race, but being back at the Hill Raceway, it is some kind of other feeling that you get at the Hill Raceway where they really just pack the crowd, and there's a ton of different events there as well throughout the year. But we hit the Hill Raceway around the same time as those other 3 races, and man, those are just places you want to be at and get a seat early because you're not going to be able to find a seat closer to hot laps time.
One thing I wanted to highlight, too, for this schedule is our 2-day show at Mississippi Thunder. I have never had a crowd applaud after I finished podium interviews. Like, there was no racing going on. They just started clapping. And it was
That's cool.
It was unbelievable. I mean, because it was, again, like Madi just alluded to, it's fans that haven't seen a lot of sprint car racing. So we're really excited to get back there for 2 days. We got the Dirt Kings late models running with us those 2 days, too. So it should be a really fun show.
I believe I saw you're also going back to Michigan after a long time there. High Limit is racing at Butler there, but again, maybe a cheaper option there. IRA is going to Butler Motor Speedway there. I believe Bloomington the night before, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Maddie's showing me the schedule. June 27th at Bloomington, Indiana, and the 28th at Butler, Michigan.
Yeah, really excited to get back to Butler. I've got a lot of buddies over there in Michigan that have been waiting for us to come back. I think the last time we were there was 2021 at Hartford. And so they've been dying for an IRA race these past few years, and finally 4 years later we're giving it to them. So really excited to get back to Butler. I've heard and seen a lot of pictures of the updates that they've done to that facility, and I don't know the name of the new promoter or whoever's doing that, but they've done a fantastic job, whoever they are, and really, really excited to get back there.
Sounds like a lot coming up for the two of you in IRA there. But while we're here, Maddie, this is your first Chili Bowl there. As a first timer, for those listening and haven't been here yet, what's the first Chili Bowl like for you?
This has, been incredible. I've really underestimated how awesome the atmosphere is and how big this event is, for the city and just for the event itself. This building is huge. The track is awesome. The crowd here is phenomenal. The racers here are packed from tire to tire. It's just such a cool atmosphere to be a part of for 6 straight days. This is my honeymoon, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing than sitting here, walking through the pits, talking with everybody, and everybody will talk to you. Between national guys and people that we know from Wisconsin, it's just been an incredible time, and I'm already marking my calendars to come back next year. This is incredible.
So, Loren, you would agree bucket list event for any real race fan?
Oh yeah, and I would encourage people to do the Tulsa Shootout once just to experience it as well, because the Tulsa Shootout's 5 days straight of racing from 7 a.m. to midnight every day.
That's insane, by the way.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, and there's 1,800. Actually, there were over 1,000 cars here this year, and when you hear them all fire up at 7 a.m. for engine heat, it's really, really cool. And I mean, you get the fumes in your eyes, and it wakes you up real good, clears out the sinuses and all that. It's a lot of fun. But and the Chili Bowl is just a big party too. I mean, it really is. Like, go sit with the rowdies a few times, and just experience the entire event. And don't just come for the weekend. I get people that want to do that, but come the whole week. Take the week off of work. Come the whole week. Make it a big vacation. Use up all your vacation days on the Chili Bowl. Trust me, it is worth it. Chili Bowl and Knoxville Nationals, I believe, are the two absolute must-see events in dirt track racing and in racing in general. And I think that anybody that doesn't want to experience this is doing themselves a huge disservice.
Knoxville's on my to-do list, the Nationals at least. I've been to the track there. I still got to see the Nationals myself, and I agree with you on that. That's on anybody's bucket list. Well, honor and privilege to know and have one weekend at least work with the two of you here and enjoy your time here at the Chili Bowl and have so much fun on the IRA season this season.
Yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you follow the IRA Sprint Car Series on all social media, and you can see our full 2025 schedule at www.irasprints.com/schedule.
Yeah, what Madi said. Just do all that. Ditto. Thanks for talking to us, man.
All right, that was Loren Kelly and Madeline Rue, newly married here, the voices of the Bumper to Bumper IRA Sprint Cars. This is Andrew Kunas, and you're in the dirt with Sean.